This is a tutorial on how to code a layout such as this using HTML and then formatting with CSS. This is a simple one-column layout with 4 rows, and as you can see, I have indicated what each of the sections will represent. So let's go ahead and get started by pulling up your web page in code. All right, if you don't have one created, go ahead and open up Notepad or some other basic text editor and type in the basic elements for a web page. Go ahead and save that, and don't forget to save it as an HTML file. So if you need to take a moment and do that, go ahead and press pause now. Okay, so now that our web page is pulled up, we'll need to identify how many sections we actually have, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll need to create a div tag for each of those sections. So for each section, I am going to type in a set of div tags, and I will just set some text in there to distinguish what each section means. And here I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste to reduce the amount of typing and save a little time. And then I'll just adjust these here. That'll be our nav area, and this will be our main content. And this will be our footer. Okay. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and save that. You can do Control S or File Save. And let's just pull this web page up in the browser. So navigate to your folder where you have saved it and just double click it. So as you can see here, our divs are stacked in the order that we want them to be stacked in. So let's go ahead and apply some CSS codes to this web page. We'll go ahead and minimize that. We'll be back to that, and we'll get that out of the way. Okay. So what we'll need to do now is open up another Notepad document. This will serve as our external styling sheet. And what we'll do is we'll create our CSS rules here. Then we'll attach the sheet to our HTML page. And we'll also add in specifications within each div tag of which class we want to apply. We'll do this for the logo div first, and then we'll just kind of go in order. Now, what I want to do is first I want to show you what it looks like right now without much formatting, and I want to do that by showing the borders. And if I show the borders, you will clearly see how wide and tall these divs actually are, because right now the border is invisible, so we can't see it. So I'll do a 1 pixel solid black border for the logo section, and we'll just go ahead and save that into the same folder. Now make sure you navigate to your folder here, and then we'll change it to all files so I can see all of my files, and I'll just go ahead and name this as style.css. Now make sure that you have that .css extension, otherwise the web browser will not know that this is a cascading style sheet and will not know how to interpret it. So go ahead and finish saving that. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and add in the code to the web page to link the style sheet to it. So what that is we'll type in the code tag link rel equal style sheet, all one word, within the quotes. Next we'll specify a type of text CSS, and then we'll link it using the href, and then make sure within the quotes that you put in the name of the style sheet along with its extension. And this is a self-closing tag, so we'll put that there. All right, good. Now we need to add the logo specification within the first div tag here. So we'll say class equal and logo. So what's going to happen is that we have a style sheet with some instructions on it here. We are attaching the style sheet to the home page, or in other words, we are telling the browser that we have a style sheet that we want to use for elements on this web page. And when we do that, we not only have to tell the browser that there is a style sheet, but we also need to tell the browser where the styles need to be applied. So in this case, the logo style needs to be applied to the logo div, and that is by using this class equal logo. Alright, so let's go ahead and save the home page, or whichever page you're working with, and then we'll save our style sheet as well. And let's go back to our browser page and just sort of refresh so that we can see the changes. Alright, so we do have a div tag that is spanning across 100% of that page. So the only thing that we really need to do now is to go in and for the logo, I would like to align things center. So we'll do a text align center and change the font size here to, I don't know, 36 points sounds good to me. And then we'll change the color to some other color. Let's do purple. All right. And so now what we'll do is, okay, let me go ahead and minimize the web browser here. So I have the style sheet and the home page code side by side here. Okay, so next let's go ahead and specify for our navigation. Let's go ahead and text align center here. Let's go ahead and show a border there as well. I'll just go ahead and copy and paste this one from the previous class. Okay, now for the main content area, let's go ahead and apply some formatting to the font there, and we'll just call that main content. We'll go ahead and show some borders here, and then we'll change the font family here. Font family of, let's specify, say, let's do an Arial. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit save there. Notice I have Arial in quotation marks. Now for the footer, let's go ahead and we'll just go ahead and do a little bit of formatting. Let's go ahead and do a little formatting to the font. We'll just go ahead and make it a little bit smaller. So the font size, we'll go ahead and specify to be 10 points here. Okay, go ahead and save that. Okay, now let's go ahead and add in the class for each of our div tags. So I'm just going to copy and paste here, and then I'll go back in and adjust the actual class that we want to use. So for the navigation div, we want to use the nav class, and then we want to use the main content class for that main content area. And then we'll go ahead and add the footer class to the footer area. Save that. And let's view our changes in the web browser. Alright, so notice that it did change our logo to center and purple and much larger, 36 points. Our navigation area got centered. The main content area was in fact changed to an Arial font face. We didn't apply a border to the footer, so no border appeared there. Let's go ahead and add that border in so we can see it. Hit save, and then let's go refresh on our web page. And there we have the layout that we were looking for. Let's go ahead and add a little content into our home page just to see. Now, I've already retrieved some sort of dummy text from the internet. You can easily find this if you type in the first 2 words of this text here. I've already copied it, so what I'm going to do is just replace this with my copied content. Now, here are the first 2 words here. It's the lorem ipsum. If you type that in Google or Bing or anywhere, you should come up with this dummy text. Alright, so now let me go ahead and save that and then refresh the web page. Okay, so notice that the div tags expand as you enter text into them. The exception to this is if you set a specified height. In that case, any text that runs beyond the height will overflow out, and that could create unexpected results on your web page.